Good morning to you. I am Mark Sudduth, and here's what's up in the tropics. It is Friday, the 9th of September, 2022. There's Hurricane Earl just to the east of Bermuda this morning. Top winds 100 miles per hour. It will continue to track away from that area, and conditions in Bermuda will improve rapidly throughout the day today. A couple of other areas out there across the Atlantic that, they might bear watching, but conditions are still pretty hostile for development across the tropical Atlantic, as has been the case pretty much all season long. Here's the track map for Earl. Again, it's going to head out into the North Atlantic. Still won't shock me if it becomes a Category 3 hurricane briefly, sometime before it transitions. You see those areas where it's all kind of whited out? That's when it makes the transition to an extratropical storm, meaning that it loses its warm tropical characteristics. The energy spreads out over a larger area, and other factors at play. But before that happens, I still think it could have a chance to become the season's first major hurricane, meaning Category 3 or stronger. The 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook map, the area in yellow, we'll watch that because it should end up somewhere over here in about 10 days, and you never know, maybe by that time conditions become more favorable. A little bit of a hint on that in the overall global computer models, but nothing to worry about for sure. But it is there. It is the peak time of the hurricane season, and you just never say never. Looking in the Pacific, there's K just off of the Baja, and that's what it looks like on the satellite imagery. Still a large area of rain and associated cloudiness and just showers. Nothing real heavy. And so this will all move up into Southern California, of course, the northern portions of the Baja, and even southwest Arizona today. And tomorrow, it's been a while since you've had appreciable rainfall in especially Southern California, so just be careful out there. Upper level low spinning over the northern Gulf Coast states, pulling in moisture all the way from the eastern Pacific across the Caribbean. That will lead to some heavy rain from time to time in the southeast, but this is a non-tropical entity. And then, of course, there is Earl. Let's slide the satellite animation over to the east a little bit more. There's Earl there, trying to develop some deeper convection or thunderstorm activity around the core. And then there's 95L, really not going to amount to too much. Strong upper-level winds and just too much of a dry mid-level atmosphere are preventing much of anything from happening in the tropical Atlantic. Now, here's a radar animation that I never thought I would show. It's possible, but it certainly wasn't likely. But here it is out of San Diego. There's the rain shield coming up from K. And again, that will spread into Southern California over the next day or so. The roadways will be slick when that happens, so just be aware of that if you're out and about in that region. Kind of a novelty. Again, the rain is very helpful, but you got to be careful out there on those slick roadways as the remnants of K moves into that region. Also, and this is very, very important, high risk of rip currents here along the eastern portions of North Carolina's coast. Please take that seriously. In fact, weather.gov, weather.gov, if you're going to the beach this weekend or you have anybody that you know of headed down to the beaches of the East Coast anywhere, just have them check out weather.gov and look for any beach coastal statements or hazards or anything like that. Put in the zip code to the beach area that they're going to, and be sure to read about any rip current threats over the next several days, because Earl will continue to send out swells from its circulation even as it moves on up into the North Atlantic. All right, looking at the GFS here, the 6Z run over the next 5 days. Not much out there after Earl transitions into that extratropical phase. Really weird to see this in the peak season during a La Nina, but some very odd factors at play with dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, as I mentioned. Not a lot happening, but there are tropical waves out there. The energy packets are there. Those are out there. Whether or not they develop, those seedlings, if you will, that remains to be seen. And if they don't develop in the tropical Atlantic, they could certainly do so eventually in the Caribbean, the Southwest Atlantic, or the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing, however, for the weekend ahead. It should stay nice and quiet. All right, that is it for me for this morning. I'll be back this afternoon with a much more in-depth look at things with the hurricane outlook and discussion, so I invite you to join me then. Between now and then, have a great rest of your Friday. As always, thanks for tuning in to What's Up in the Tropics. I'm Mark Sudduth. I'll be back with you later today.